nail family, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I hope you all are doing well, and welcome back to the last video of our Halloween nail series. Happy belated Halloween, by the way. I am a little bit late uploading, well, a little bit more than a little bit late uploading this video. Right in the midst of me finishing up these nails before Halloween even came, my power was knocked out by a storm, and we had an outage for a couple of days, so yeah, how convenient, right? But nonetheless, we're here now, and I hope you all had a happy Halloween. I am bummed that I wasn't able to upload this on Halloween as I wanted to for you guys, but like I said, we're here now, and better late than never. I appreciate all of you, and your safe wishes, telling me to stay safe during the outage, and as well as your support and saying whenever you all, or whenever I post, that you all will still be there. It doesn't matter, like, what time of day or whatever it is. So I really appreciate you guys. So what we have in store for today's video is we're going to be doing a Jack Skellington set, which I thought would be really fun. And, I was thinking we'd go out with a banger for our Halloween nail series, and that's what we're going to do. So we actually are going to be drawing Jack Skellington today, which will be really fun. And as well as we did a 3D version of him, like a tiny 3D version sculpted. So yeah, stay tuned for that. As of right now, I'm going to go in and start with the acrylic application. The nail tips that I do have on are Nail House's 3XL taper square tips. I am also using Nail House's size 16 Kolinsky brush paired with their Pro Monomer, and I'm using Mia Secrets Cover Pink acrylic for the base of all of these nails. I know that was a mouthful, but I hope you all got it. As of right now, I'm going to go ahead and let you all sit back, relax, and enjoy the application as I do. I know it's like one of the most relaxing parts, so let you all go ahead and do that, and I'll pop back in a bit. At this moment, I almost totally forgotten that I was going to be doing a design on the thumbnail that required, or on the inside of the thumbnail that required a white base. And so before applying the acrylic, I went in with this white gel here from Valentino Beauty Pure number 45 on the base of it before the acrylic. I just only did one coat and then I cured it, and then I applied some top coat to that to like secure it in, and then I proceeded with applying the acrylic on top as normal. For the thumbnail, we're going to be doing a really cute 3D Jack like skeleton design, like a miniature one. We're going to sculpt him, and I got the idea. Shout out to my girl Stephanie, one of my subscribers. Hey Stephanie, Miss Black Sheep Nails is her username. But she had tagged me in this post with this really super cute design that this creator named Gabriana Nails did with Jack Skellington, like a little miniature 3D of him on the thumb. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness, that is super cute, and I have to recreate it. Also, Steph, I have not forgotten about the Ursula set that you want me to recreate, but when you tagged me in this, I was like, I have to try that because I have been wanting to do a Jack Skellington set, and I thought it'd be perfect to include into it. So this one's for you. Yeah, it was really fun, but we're gonna get to that in a moment. But shout out to Stephanie, as well as the creator, the original Gabriana Nails. I hope I'm saying her name right. Alrighty, this is how the nails are looking with the application complete. And next we're going to move on to shaping and filing. I also am aware that I have a little bit of spillage underneath the thumb nail, and we'll get that, of course, also too, because we have to have that slate pretty much clean because we're going to be doing the 3D Jack underneath there. But I didn't notice it at first, but I noticed it when I was supposed to notice it, and I removed it. Next we're going to go ahead and move into shaping and filing. And for my new subscribers here, hey y'all, hey, welcome. I do have a full in-depth shaping tutorial on my channel, as well as other videos like application for beginners. Those videos are linked in the description below if you all want to check it out. But here we just go ahead and move through it because we don't have enough time to dedicate. So I do have those videos that are dedicated. Right here, because I almost forgot that as well, I just went ahead and added my dust collector filter sheet so we can go ahead and move on with the shaping and filing. Also, there is a fan that's going next to me, and that's why the sheet is blowing. It's not like a ghost or anything, but yeah. I have my 80/80 grit file per usual. I'm going to go in and start with filing the surface of the nails, followed by underneath the sides, because that is important as well for your shape. It's very important. Most people don't, know that, but it's very important to your shape. I feel like all angles of the nails are very important, and that's what I go in, to depth with in my shaping tutorial video. But yes, followed by underneath the sides and then the actual sides, and then I do the free edge with the drill, and then I seal the cuticles as well with the drill. I also pretty much, for the most part, have the shaping in real time, like in real speed, so that y'all can see what I'm doing. Just a couple of tips for shaping. I always say that, first of all, it's important that you have a good foundation with your acrylic application. It doesn't have to be like the absolute best, because you are going to go into shaping and file. But, like for me, it was important that I got my application like as good as I possibly could get it, like human possibly, like for myself, because when you have a good foundation and like smooth, you don't have to go in and do too much shaping. Also, when you are shaping, you got to put your elbows and your back into it, okay? Like, you really have to get in there. I do not play when it comes to shaping. I'll be wearing this file out, you guys, even when I feel like, I don't know, because it's just in my head, really, like whenever I'm shaping and filing, I have to get them like super crisp. So I really do get in there, even though I don't have to go as hard as I do, but I just like to do it. And yeah, but you have to really put some oomph into it, if that makes sense, okay? Surprisingly, the thumbnail was the only nail that came off this video or got loose, so I pulled it off. That was very surprising. I do the pop off method, to where like I can pop the nails off afterward, and I just use peel off base coat for that, and I use the brand name F that's on my Amazon. I do have to update my Amazon storefront. I haven't updated it in like ages. And also thank you, Chanel, if you're watching, for reminding me. But I feel like when I go on there, I'm gonna like find dust. That's how long it's been since I've updated my Amazon storefront. But I am gonna update it for you all and add like the base coat and other things that I've been, like new products I've been finding and enjoying over the past, year or whatever. It's been a while since I've updated it, and I will update it for you guys soon, promise. Here I was just going in and cleaning up underneath that thumbnail where I had a little bit of acrylic spillage. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and file up the free edge of the nails and then seal the cuticles lastly. And then I'm going to move on into the nail art, which I'm super excited about. While I was sealing my cuticles, you all will notice that I couldn't quite settle on a speed. I will start normally at a certain speed and go up or down as needed, but it all depends on like what bit that I'm using, like the coarseness of the grit, like the bit that I'm using. Um, for this instance, I'm using an extra fine bit, and I just needed to go a little bit faster. So that's why you all see me keep changing the speed. Like it all just really depends. There's no really rhyme or reason for it other than, the lower speed not working for me and needing to go a little bit faster in certain spots or certain times. All in all, though, no matter like what bit you're using, I always recommend to go at a lower speed whenever you're sealing the cuticles, because it's important that you don't, cut or nick yourself or a client or whoever knows you're doing. Alrighty, here's how we're looking with the nails completely shaped and filed, real crisp. And I went for a straight edge for this set. I normally, a lot lately, I've been doing like a curve at the free edge, but for this set, I wanted to go for a straight free edge. So that's how we're looking. I'm going to go in and buff the nails now and clean them off with alcohol and all the good stuff so that we can move into this nail art. Alrighty, so let's get into the part we've all been waiting for, which is the nail art. And here I have the only 3 gels that I'll be using throughout this entire set, because I am only going to be doing black and white, Jack Skellington black and white. So I do have Valentino Beauty Paris black and white gel, number 45 and 48. And then I have Nail House's base coat gel. I'm being good, y'all. I'm being good this video, and I'm using some base coat. I never use base coat, but in today's video, we are going to be using it. Because also too, we are going to be using black and white, and those 2 gels are like they're like the most trickiest working with. Like they're a bit finicky because black and white are like the most pigmented gels. It's hard for the UV light to penetrate them, the best. So sometimes if you don't cure them well enough, or if you over cure them, you'll find the gel peeling, and base coat just helps a little bit with that, like, trying to avoid that pretty much. So I'm going to go in first with base coating all of the nails. I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds, and then we're going to get into this nail art. I have always loved a good like acrylic like plane, and I love the way this looked. Like top coat, like if it was top coat and I just went, like that would be so cute. I said one day when I used to wear my nails anyway, I would just do like a plain set also with this color, because I love this acrylic color. It's absolutely beautiful, and yeah, like I love a plain set. But anyway, that was cute. We're gonna go ahead and start with our designs. So I pretty much already, at this point in my head have what, mapped out what I'm going to be doing for the set. We're going to be doing a bunch of stripes and all those kind of things, like giving very much Jack Skellington vibes. And for me, I don't really go like nail at a time, like nail by nail with like the entire design. I always start with like the base of all of them, so I can pretty much like kind of gauge from there. And so I'm going to start off with this black gel, applying it fully to the pinky nail, the index fingernail, and then I'm going to go in on the thumb with a white French, and then I'll explain after then what we'll be doing next. For the black nails, I believe off camera I did end up going in with a second coat of the black gel, because to make it a little bit more opaque. Okay, so I never use base coat. For people who are here normally, you guys already know that. But I normally never use base coat, and I never have an issue with gel with not using it. However, because I'm using it this time, I'm noticing things that I wouldn't normally notice because I never used base coat. But I noticed that when you apply gel, or in particular this case, this black gel over the base coat, it's like, it's not as opaque as it normally would be. So I did have to go in with 2 coats when normally I wouldn't have to go in with 2 coats. Like, I don't know, it kind of glided on to where it wasn't just as opaque as I like it to be. Like in some spots it was kind of streaky, and so I had to go in with 2 coats. Another thing that I noticed that you all will see in a bit with applying gel over base coat, I don't know if it was just this one or what it was, because I don't work with a lot of base coat, and I think this is probably the only one that I've used ever. I probably may have used Beetles in the past, like ages ago, but I never used base coat, you guys. So I noticed with this one, and like I said, it could be because it's old. I've had this Nail House base coat for like ages and like years, and I never used it. It's just been sitting here, so it could be old. I don't really know what. And let me know what you all experience with base coat, but I noticed that when I was applying the gel over the base coat, that the gel was kind of spreading or like bleeding. I don't really know the proper term to say, but you all will see here in a moment. I'm going to point it out that the gel does not stay in place pretty much. Like, it ends up being like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it doesn't stay in place, and it begins to get like blurred. You all will see at the French line, you'll see, I'll point it out here in a moment. I don't know, again, if it's just the particular base coat that I'm using. It could be old because it is. It could be because it's old, because it is like years old. But yeah, I don't like that about base coat. If base coat, like all base coat does that, that sucks. But again, it could just be this one, but I really hated that. So I found myself, you all can kind of see it there at the side. I found myself having to go over again, like the French lines. I think I only did 1 French. I did 2 Frenches, but see, you guys can see I'm pointing it out, how it's like, it doesn't stay in place. It begins to like spread and like bleed. I don't like that. And it's the base coat that's doing that, because normally it wouldn't do that. So again, I found myself having to go over the French lines again, as well as like the designs that I'm doing, like particular, for instance, on this design here that I'm about to start on the ring fingernail, I'm going to be doing a like half spiderweb, half like French, a striped French. And I just don't like how the polish begins to spread. Like, it doesn't stay in place, if that makes sense. Like, and so I found the lines like not as straight as they would be, or as opaque, and I just hated it. Yeah, I don't mean to talk so much, because I hate hearing myself talk so much, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys what I am experiencing and what's going on, as well as for the index or the ring fingernail with this design that I'm working on now. I actually didn't like the way it came out. I did the webs they were too like packed, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you guys are gonna see me here. So to draw this web, I am drawing like, it's a half web nail. So I drew a line down the middle. I ended up making that line like more thick than I liked. And so then after you do that, I draw like a line to the side, and then as you all can see, I'm gonna go in diagonal in the middle like of those lines, and like draw lines out from that. And then where it went wrong and it began to get like too packed and like too dense is that from here I drew like another line in the middle of those lines. And so yeah, it was too packed for me. So after I did that though, I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it, you know, like these nails took me a long time to do, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep it, it's fine. But you know, I wanted these nails to come out exactly how I wanted them to. So what I ended up doing was off camera, I filed the entire design off, which I was trying to avoid doing. But you guys see, I added more lines and it made it too dense. I didn't like it. But anyway, like I said, off camera, I ended up filing it off and doing it all over, and you all are going to see the difference of what I'm talking about. But anyway, after I do this web here, I'm going to go in on the other side with the other half of the design, which will be a half French, a half striped French. For all of these designs, as always, I'm going to be using my go-to liners from Nail House, switching up between their regular liners and their precision liners. The precision ones are the silver ones, like what I'm using here. They're a lot thinner, and the pink handled ones are just their regular liners. But I'm switching up between, you know, all different sizes and the kinds depending on what I need. Like for the more detailed stuff like this here, I'm going in with the precision liners, and like, you know, for like thinner detailed stuff. So although that this design that you all are seeing here isn't going to be the final result of this nail, but it's pretty much the same concept because I did it over, but I did it the exact same way, but a little bit different, like less packed and thinner. And because when I filed the entire design off, it was much easier in going back in with no base coat because I didn't use any more, like doing the nail over. But anyway, I just drew the fringe on the other side, like usual, like normal, and then I went in with some black gel for some stripes, and then I outlined the French line for that. Alright, and so this next nail, the pinky nail, this is another nail that's not going to be the same once it's all said and done. As far as the color, that's the only thing that I wanted to change about this nail. I love the nail itself, but you all can see as well once it's done, and you all can be the judge of that as well with me. But I feel like the black kind of clashed. I wanted it to be the opposite. I wanted the nail to be white and the flame to be black. And so same concept. I did the exact same thing that you all are seeing me doing here. But I just did it on a different nail. I actually popped the entire nail off and did it all over. And I had the time for that as well too, because like I told you all, in the middle of me doing these nails, a couple of days before Halloween, the power just went completely out. And so in that time I had time to pop the nail off and redo it. But yeah, same concept, just different, like the color switched. So I wanted to draw a flame on this nail and draw like little sparkles and things of that nature. And I swear when I was drawing this flame, you guys, I didn't include it here because we'd be here all day, but I did this flame over and over and over again. Like I hadn't done a flame in so long, I think I forgot how to draw them. And then also when I used to do flames, or I did it like maybe twice before, I still wasn't the best at them, like at all. I think this is the best that my flame ever came out, but I feel like I didn't know how to draw a flame anymore. And as I stated, I was never really that good at drawing them anyway, so I did struggle just a little bit, but you all can pretty much see the gist of how I did it. I've seen people like, you know, have all type of ways and tricks to draw flames, but this is just kind of the way I did it. I kind of just wing it, you know. I kind of just wung it here anyway. I'm not a pro at drawing flames, but a tip that I will say is that whenever you are, you know, like ending the flame, like the top part there, you want that kind of thinned out. So make sure that you are like really like thinning it out using a thinner liner brush, or like just using pretty much less pressure as well, because you want that part thinned out. Well, if you want that look, that's the look that I like. And I feel like it really makes the flame kind of come together. After I drew the flame, cured it, and all that good stuff. By the way, I am curing like every little single detail, you know, as I go along, because I don't want to mess it up, you know, like I have to redo it because Lord knows I already struggle enough. And so after I drew the flame, I went ahead and drew like these little sparkles across the nail. And I started, you know, with the dotting tool, and then I take my liner brush, my precision liner, you know, the thinner ones, to kind of like draw out the lines. And the trick to whenever you're drawing these sparkles is you don't want to really have any like excess gel. Like don't continue to put any excess gel on the liner. Just whenever you draw the dot, pull the gel from the dot to like draw the lines, and apply a lot less pressure so that you can have like those lines stand out into the sparkle, if that makes sense. And then I also went in and drew this moon, but as I said, I did this nail completely over. I popped this nail off entirely, did a whole new nail, but switched the colors. And when I switched it, the only thing that I didn't add on the white nail was the moon. I kept it off, but I thought it was a cute little touch, but I didn't want it on. I didn't want it anymore. And so after I did all these little sparkles, I then went in the flame and drew black sparkles and all the things and dots. I really hope that you all are enjoying the video so far, and if you are, this is a reminder to give the video a thumbs up. I really hope that you all are liking this set. This set is pretty much like Jack Skellington freestyle, so I'm doing something different on every single nail, and you all really enjoy, well, you've told me that you really enjoy like nail art, so we literally like drew and sculpted everything on the set, besides of course like the rhinestones that we'll add. But yeah, and we'll add a little spider charm, but other than that, your girl went to work with this with the brush, okay? And although I struggle a lot, I'm really proud of myself because your girl is not, I'm not a drawing girly, and I have come like to accept that I will probably never be like a drawing girly, but I'm really proud that I stepped outside of the box for this set and drew like Jack Skellington. Like I've been wanting to for like the past few Halloweens, but I never like mustered up the courage. So we're gonna get into that really soon. It's gonna be super fun. We're not even to the best part of the nail set yet. Right here, I'm just going in on the index fingernail with some white stripes. This nail ended up just being white stripes, or not white stripes, but like a striped nail. I was gonna add a design over top this nail, like the stripes, but I ended up liking the way it looked plain and left it as so. Also, when I told you I tried to be like the most precise with these lines, when I say your hand gotta be really steady for this, like it has to be really steady for it to get like, I won't say the perfect lines because it'll never be perfect, but you know, like decent looking lines. Like I feel like to be very steady with nail art and like these type of lines is like, it's a skill and an art. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like people who does nails and like are real steady with like drawing and stuff, they should have been like a surgeon in another lifetime. Like it really takes a lot to be like super sturdy with nail art and like lines, and also like an entire different level of focus. Like yeah, but anyway, next up we're gonna go in and begin the thumbnail design, again inspired by this wonderful creator, what was her name? Gabriana Nails. I wrote it down so I didn't forget. Gabriana Nails. So as you can see, she did like a little marble in the center of the nail, and that's what I'm trying to achieve here. However, I think she used blooming gel, but I don't know because like the tutorial or that part wasn't clear, but I think she might have used blooming gel underneath it, because the way I was trying to apply it, as you all saw, I pretty much just mixed black and white gel together on the palette, picked it up with a brush and tried to apply it, but it wasn't looking the way it looked on her nail, and even still mine didn't come out the way hers looked exactly. But that's the art of like recreation and doing it your own way, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna come out exactly, especially when you're doing like marbling, of course, like you can't really control that. And so as you all can see, again, I was struggling doing it the initial way, but then when I tried the blooming gel, it was much easier. And that is the way it came out. Super cute. Like I feel like that is really cute. Again, it didn't come out how I wanted it to, but when I finally got it, I did it a time. I did it like 3 times before I got it right. And once I got it to look like that, I'm like, you know what, let me go ahead and cure this, hurry up and cure it before it keeps, you know, continuing to spread and it just looks, you know, worse. Well, it didn't look bad already, but I mean, you know, like before it began to look bad, if that makes sense. And so cured that, and now I'm gonna go in with the stripes like that are on the nails. And you all can see where I only applied blooming gel kind of like in that area where I was applying the marble design, and so you can kind of see where it stops on the side there. And as well as because well, not because, but as well as the blooming gel is already cured, of course, but it was kind of weird because when I applied these stripes, you can kind of see the black beginning to like spread still, which was kind of weird because it's not, the blooming gel wasn't wet. That was kind of weird to me. I don't know. So I had to like hurry up and draw the line so that it wouldn't keep spreading. It was just very weird. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all because it was, the blooming gel was cured, but I just kind of like hurried up before it began to spread even more, and I cured it. And that's how it's looking. Super cute. I really liked the way she did her design. Like the effect was really cool. Like that was just so cool. And actually, I meant to mention that before Steph sent me the, like she tagged me in the post, I actually did see this design on like my explore page, and I'm like, that is so stinking cute. I commented everything. Like the little miniature Jack Skellington was so freaking cute. And When I first started, I didn't know if I was gonna give it a try or not. But then when Steph tagged me, I was like, you know what? Since I'm gonna be doing Jack Skellington nails, it would be really cute to add like the little miniature Jack on my set. Like, give it a try. And also, I owe Steph a set. Anyway, these Ursula nails she want me to do. So I'm like, let me go ahead and do this because I haven't done those yet. But I'm gonna do it, Steph. I promise. I think I gotta prepare myself a little bit more mentally for that set. Like, as I said to you all, I am not a drawing girly. Like, I can draw lines and little cute stuff like that, but as far as like portraits of people and things like that, that's kind of tough for me. And so I was really glad to kind of like go at this type of level with drawing Jack Skellington. And I feel like it would have been a little bit easier because he is a skeleton, not an actual person. I have a hard time drawing like people, which I've only attempted like once or twice, and yeah, I don't know, but anyway, I was really proud of myself for stepping out of my comfort zone and trying this out. And also with that part, I did have a lot of help with the original artist I got the like idea from, which is Bianca 805 with her tutorial of drawing Jack. So I felt a lot more confident with her tutorial and trying to draw it. Yeah, so you all will see that when we get there. But anyway, as you all can see, I did go ahead off camera. You all can see that the pinky nail is white now. It's reversed. Like the base is white, the flame and all that is black. Let me know what you all think, you know, in that change. Like, I actually really like it. I feel like the black was kind of clashing with the nail next to it. And I feel like I wanted a little bit more white. And so that's what I did. I really like that. And then now, as you all can see, I'm going in. Oh, I think at this point as well, the ring fingernail I did over completely again with the webs. Well, the entire nail, but the reason I did it over is because I wanted the webs to be like less dense and compact. So yeah, I really like this look a lot better, like a lot. And I went in and added some clear crystals like on the webs. I thought that was super cute. And then I added a little spider charm in the center. So stinking cute. And then here's the black nail that I popped off, you guys. Like, let me know what you all think. Do you like the black or the white better? Comment below. I feel like the black kind of clashes, like with the nail next to it. I feel like I wanted it to be white. I think that was a good choice. Let me know if you all thought it was one as well in the comments below. All right, and so with that being said, we're going to move into the last two really tough parts for me of this set. I wanted to save like the most tedious, time-consuming parts for last. So we're going to go in now on the middle fingernail and begin to create Jack Skellington. And I used this tutorial right here to help me by this creator of the name again, Bianca 805. Shout out to her because when I wanted to do it, when I knew I wanted to do a Jack Skellington set, I was like, let me look for like something like I can go off of. And I came across, I don't know if I even looked for it or if I came across it, but I think I may have just came across it. And I'm like, this is perfect to help me with the set that I wanted to create. And so shout out to you, girl, because again, I am not a drawing girly. I struggle really not good, but I struggle really bad with drawing like people and things. I can do a cute line or a cute heart and things of that nature, but this was like totally out of my comfort zone. And like I said, I've been wanting to do a Jack Skellington set for years now. Never mustered up the courage to do so, but with your tutorial, girl, it looks real easy. And I'm like, you know what? Because I wouldn't even know where to begin to start. I'm like, let's try this out. So shout out to her. And as you all can see, it started with a circle like for the head. And also this wasn't like, I had to do this like over again, like a couple of times. The head part, anyway, I feel like after I got the head part down and right, the rest of it was just like pretty easy, surprisingly. Well, the head and the face. Faces, I don't do well with like faces. That's why I don't draw like people. But after I got done with the face part and got that down after trying a couple of times, the rest of it was pretty simple. So as y'all can see, I drew the circle of the head, then the neck down into like this little cone shape for like where the start of his body would be. I'm still working on the head right now, and as y'all can see, I just pretty much took I'm doing the same thing that Bianca did in her tutorial. I will pop it up on the screen so y'all can see. So I wanted to show you all this part right here. I didn't keep this part. I totally did the face over again after this part, but I wanted to keep it in so that y'all can see what I did, what I feel like I did wrong. I feel like it was easier for me to like draw this part first, like the eyebrow part. I guess that will be like, or the top of the eye part. the eyebrows. Yes, I drew that part first before I began to make the eyes, because as you all can see in the last clip, I tried to go in first with the dotting tool and draw the eyes that way first, and to me it just looked totally weird. But then also as well, it didn't help that the head was kind of like not as big as I wanted it to be. So I did go in and add a little bit more white to the sides of the head to make it like a little bit more wider, because it looked weird. Everything looked weird previous. I don't know if you all can even tell that I added a little bit more head to the sides. And so after that, after outlining the head part and like the top eyebrow part, as you all can see, I'm going in now with the eyes, and you all can pretty much see what I'm doing. I feel like the part that I got wrong before was I didn't round the eyes out and like make them big enough. So that's what I'm working on here. With this kind of stuff, I have to be honest with telling you all, like, just what I recommend is using good liner brushes and ones that are kind of thin for like the more detailed stuff, like the detailed line work. And that's where Nail House precision liners come in. I do have Nail House's regular liners, but their precision liners are like a lot thinner. So you get like the more precise like lines and things. And as you all can see, I'm going over the eyes over and over until I get them to look, you know, how I want them to be. I feel like the part about that is like they have to be like really big, because it takes up most of Jack's face. And they're like this particular shape, especially in the recreation of Bianca's set that I'm recreating here. They're like, you know, he's kind of like mugging a little bit with his eyes, like squinting. I don't really know how to, like, he had this mean look. So it's like you have to kind of get it right and like the shape of it for it to look right. I mean, like even in the slightest, like the first time with his eyes, it looked super weird when I did it. In the last clip, you all can see how weird they look. Like I did not like them at all. It didn't help that his head was a little bit smaller either than I liked. So that's why I extended it off camera, like the sides of him, to make his head bigger and rounder, and to have more space to do his eyes pretty much. So that's how that is looking. Then when in next with drawing his mouth, it's like a long like smile across his entire face, like, you know, on that bottom half. And then I added the little line detailing, and then now I'm going in with the nose detailing, and I just took my dotting tool and drew like 2 little dots, and then I'm taking my liner and kind of like extending them out to like kind of like a point. To me, it looked like 2 little seeds. So that's what I kind of made them look like for his nose. And then after that, we're going to move on to the bottom half of his body with his jacket and all that stuff and his little bat tie. So I'm drawing a little triangle. From there, I'm going to like extend out from there with drawing like a little heart. As you can see, the bottom like shape is kind of like a heart. So I'm just drawing with the black around that, you know, outlining. And then after that, I'm just going to go and make that a little bit thicker so that we can then make like his little, what do you call that part of the jacket? It's like a, kind of like a, not a collar, but just that part of the jacket where it kind of like, you guys know what I'm trying to say. So, and then of course we're going to make like the little bat tie extend out from the sides. And then after that, I'm going to draw like the little arms. And right now it's kind of like the baseline of it, because we're going to go in on top of that and draw all the little detailing. But you all can pretty much see what I'm doing. Y'all, I mean, I seem like a lot to you guys, but I was pretty proud at the way it was coming out already, like pre-detailing. Like, I'm so proud of this. Like, I don't draw a lot, you guys, because I'm not that well at it. But like I said, Bianca's tutorial helped me a lot. Like, just, you know, work like to where to begin and like how because I wanted mine to look like hers did. It was really cool, and I wanted it to look like that. So that's what I pretty much, did, and I was just really proud of it, you guys. So now I'm going in and adding like the little white detailing, and I feel like with this, one thing that I've learned, because I've done a press on set recently with like a lot of detailing and drawing like little lines and a bunch of stuff like that, like drawing realistic things, and I feel like the part about doing stuff like that and making it look, I guess, realistic is like not being perfect. Like I didn't draw these lines perfect at all, as you all can see. It's kind of like, to me, it kind of looks like a little bit better with like not being super precise and kind of get a little bit messy with it. It kind of looks like, like realistic and like you actually like drew it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I kind of like it a little bit better than being like super precise with going in with all the lines and all that stuff. Like just go with it and like just have fun. With this, I didn't do nothing over and over again. I just kind of went with it, if that makes sense. So I'm just drawing all the little like his stripes detailing. And then next I'm gonna move on to, I believe, drawing like the little eyes on the his bat tie. And then we're gonna add all the little detailing, like further detailing, that is, with all like the shading and stuff. Alrighty, so those are like the little bat eyes, and next we're gonna go in and finish this design with some shading. And so what I did was I put a dollop of black gel, like the tiniest dollop, into some top coat so we can get like a very translucent or transparent black, but like it looks like almost so transparent where it looks like a gray, so that we can begin to shade. And I just took that and shaded around like in all the areas where shading would need to be, like the mouth, the nose, the eyes, on his like jacket and everything, and on his neck, like just shading everywhere pretty much. And also it's like adding my own shading, but also going along as well like with the tutorial of Bianca's. Alrighty, and this is how we're looking with Jack complete, and I'm so proud of this. Like, I'm really proud. This is looking really good. So I did go ahead and top coat it, but then afterward I did go back and add like some black, like dripping to the cuticle area. And then after that, we're gonna move on into doing the little 3D sculpted Jack. All right, and so moving on to the little jack that we'll be sculpting, I'm going to be using this building gel right here that I got from this brand on Amazon, and I'm going to roll out his head, and this will kind of be like, well, to me, I know it'll be chopped and screwed, but you all are pretty much going to see what I'll be doing. I had a really hard time trying to get the head on, to like stay on. You all can see, sorry y'all about my voice. I literally just got done choking on some water. But yeah, so you all can see here that I got the head to stick, but this is right before the power went out. Actually, remember I was telling you all earlier that my power had went out because of like a storm, and so yeah, there it is right there. And so I come back the next couple of days because it was out for about 2 days. Y'all, I am so sorry. I literally just got done choking on some water. But as you all can see here, I was being patient. I was waiting for a moment, thinking like, you know, it's gonna come back on. I was tapping my little finger, just waiting, because I just knew it would come back on. However, it did not. So anyway, we're back here about 2 days later, and his head actually came off, which you all saw there. Like in the meantime, his head came off because like I didn't even get to like secure it properly. But anyway, we're doing it again, and I had a hard time sticking the second time around. So I ended up having to add some rhinestone glue. I used not polished gem gel underneath it to get it to stick. I also had a hard time like releasing it from my fingers onto the nail. Like whenever I would try to put it on there, it would just keep sticking to my glove, as well as and every time I released it, it just would look weird. But I ended up finally getting it, you know, decent enough. And now I'm just going in and creating the neck. I pretty much just wrote out like a little cylinder and like a little small cylinder for the neck, and then I just cut it off for like how long I wanted it to be. And then same with this part here, that would be for his body, but I kind of just use my finger to like press out. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I literally just got done choking on water, and I know I just said that, but I'm still trying to recover right now. But I'm trying to move on. So, yes, I just pressed out like the top half of his body, and pressing out like the top where his shoulders are a little bit wider than the torso, I guess, part you would say. I would definitely say that this part, like the whole 3D jack, was way harder to me than actually drawing the jack, and I thought that it would be the opposite way around, which was like surprising. I had a time with this little 3D jack. Like, y'all, it took me like over an hour. It was just really kind of tedious. Like, the part that took me the longest was trying to get his head like right into a circle, and then like letting it, or like getting it to release off my finger onto the nail properly, as well as it stay on the nail without coming off. Like, that was the hardest part. But after that, it was kind of, oh, actually the second hardest part was this part right here, trying to get like the bottom of his jacket right. Like, first of all, in the video, she had used this what you call these things, press on tabs, like the paper for this, but I was being hard-headed, and I was like, maybe I could try, because normally before with trying to like sculpt different things and pull it off, I could just use what do you call those things, forms. And so I was using that at first, but I was having a really hard time to like trying to press it down without it coming and sticking to the silicone tool. I had a really hard time until I used this press on nail tab thing that I should have used the entire time. And so but then I was trying to get like the bottom of the coat you know, the proper size, because I was doing it way too big at first. Yeah, I just had a hard time with this part here. Like in the video, you want to, like she did in the video, you want to do that part very thin, and that's a part that I was also doing wrong at first too. Like, I was pressing it out way too thick, and so I ended up getting it eventually. So I just pressed it out really thin, made like little coat tail thingies at the bottom, and as you all saw, I already put his legs first, like before anything, and then I applied the little piece of the coattail after that, and then I made like little circles for his shoes. And then after I applied the coattail thing to the body, you know, of course, it was kind of like not all level. So what I did was take some gem gel and kind of put it on there and like kind of like brush it out, if that makes sense, to make it like all leveled, or as level I can get it. And then I rolled out some little arms for him, and I'm just kind of placing them like pretty much like that. And then also for the little fingers, I could have made them a lot smaller, but this is the smallest I could really get them to be right. Yeah, so I just rolled out like the tiniest little beads of the gel, and I kind of like rolled it as well, like into the form of a like fingers. And then I just applied them. It's somewhat simple, but it is like a little process of doing this. The craziest part is the thing that took me the longest was getting the head on there right, as well as the like little coattail part. Like those two parts, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it kind of like took me out. Like I wanted to like crash out, and I'm not even gonna lie, like it was just such a hard time that I didn't include because in the video of, you know, showing all of that, because this video will be way too long, and it's long enough already. But this little jack, it really like it stressed me out, but I guess it was worth it. It was cute or whatever. Now I'm gonna go in and just paint, you know, like the hands and the head white and the neck, and then everything else will pretty much be black. After then, I believe I began painting his face. I don't know whether, I think I added stripes last. That was the last thing that I did. I did do 2 coats of the black, like all over, just because it was kind of like streaky otherwise. Like it wasn't as opaque as I like it to be. Also, like by the time I got done painting like everything, like before I cured it, some of the gel was dripping in areas that I didn't really, it was kind of running off the sides, and you know, it may look a little bit messy, but it's okay. Like I wasn't gonna beat myself up about it. You can kind of see there where I didn't quite blend like the coattail that good with his body, but however after I applied 2 coats of the gel, it kind of looked a little bit better, as well as I went in with the drill to kind of like just clean up a little bit of the areas that were kind of like poking out, if that makes sense, kind of like just to bring it all together. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and paint on his little face. I'm doing the same thing that what's her name? I wrote it down over here on the cards. I didn't keep forgetting. Gabriana did. I'm just doing it the same exact way, pretty much the way she did it. I'd also say if I had to go back to like change something about this, the little 3D jack, I'd probably do his hands a little bit better. Like, yeah, the fingers, like they came out a little bit, or the hand itself came out a little bit bigger than I'd like it. I'll try to do the fingers a lot smaller. They were already super tiny, you guys, so it's like I could barely get them any more tiny. As well as when I painted them, like the gel was kind of running by the time I was done, like before I cured it, and so it kind of just ran in places I didn't want it to go, making the hands appear a little bit bigger. But it's okay, no big deal, we're not perfect, and it still came out cute. You guys know what it is. Lastly, I'm just painting on like the little stripes, and again, I didn't do these perfect either. I feel like the non-perfect look, like I like that a lot. I didn't want them like to be like super perfect, so that's the way I did it, you guys. I went ahead afterward, cured it, top coated it, and I think that would pretty much be all she wrote for this set, you guys. I'm gonna add a couple of crystals on the thumbnail at the cuticle, and then a couple, oh, I already did the ones for the spider web. So this is pretty much how it's looking, you guys. This is how it came out, and I'm so proud of it. Like, I'm so proud. Never, like in a million years, well, I won't say in a million years, but a couple of years back, like I wanted to do a Jack Skellington set, but I wasn't that, you know, confident in my drawing skills, and you know, I can draw a thing or two. I just think it takes a little bit of time and practice and like breaking it down, as well as those videos helps me a lot. I don't know if I could have done this on my own, so shout out to those 2 artists, Gabriana and Bianca, for the inspo for those 2 nails. I'm really so proud of how those nails came out. And I just love how it looks like on the thumbnail that Jack is hanging on for dear life. I think it's so cute. Like, I absolutely love it. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did and learned a thing or two, give your girl a thumbs up. Don't forget, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Maybe comment your favorite nail or 2. It's between the 2 Jacks, those nails, that are my absolute fave. Like, I love them all, but those 2 I'm very proud of. And yeah, I can't decide which one is my fave. Maybe it's the middle finger one, the one that I drew. Really, really cool. But let me know you all's thoughts in the comment section below. Unfortunately, this is the end of our Halloween nail series. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I definitely have enjoyed it. I've enjoyed making these nails for you guys and all the things. Like, I've enjoyed it. It's probably my favorite Halloween nail series yet. I guess because we've only got better and better. We only get better and better, okay? But yeah, this will be the last video of the pumpkin find, of course. So don't forget to comment in the comment section below how many pumpkins you guys find in this video. I think I'd give it like 48 hours for everyone to comment how many pumpkins they saw on this, maybe 72, something like that, on this video, and then the pumpkin find is officially over, and then I'll soon find the giveaway winner of how many or who got the most amount of like pumpkins correct throughout this Halloween nail series. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and stay tuned because fall nails are up next. Like, you know, outside of Halloween nails, like I told you all, I like to like save and dedicate the entire October for Halloween nail series, and then November for fall, and then December of course for Christmas and winter nails. So yeah, that will be up next. I know I have already seen, as soon as November 1st hit, the girls have already been posting their Christmas sets. Like, but you guys know I move at my own pace and I don't like to like rush things. I like to stay and live in the moment. And so we'll get into a few fall sets next, and of course soon after we'll get into the winter and Christmas sets. But yeah, no rush over here. We're gonna get into it, okay? We're gonna get into all the fun stuff. I feel like winter nails and like Christmas nails are like one of my favorites, so I'm excited to get into that when the time comes. But yeah, also the giveaway winners for the Halloween pumpkin find will be announced in a actual video. It probably will be the next video that I post, more than likely. So stay tuned for the next video that I post. I have to get into creating the fall content, so that will be coming soon. Make sure that those bell notifications are on so that you guys don't miss the next drops. I want to thank you all so much for coming. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye for now.